Hello, how are you, beautiful soul? How are things going for you? What's going well? Welcome to session 10. This is all about acknowledging your journey and embracing the new norms. Today, we celebrate the progress that you've made. This journey has been incredible, transformative, um, and we want to reflect on just how far you've come. Acknowledging any of the new practices that you've implemented that have become your new normal and that will continue to be part of your daily life. So, with that said, I'm going to share my screen. If I can make sure that I get it up here correctly. Okay, we're good. I don't know why that's so difficult for me all the time. So, it's funny that I continue to struggle with technology, but that's okay. So, acknowledging your journey and embracing new norms. How cool has this been? How are you feeling? Where are you at? Are you just like full of joy and excitement? Are you in pain? Are you like in your shadows? Gosh, we could be all over the place, right? But we're learning to transmute different energies, you know, and alchemize pain into joy as we heal, and just learning how to stay connected with ourselves. And I mean, really the big thing here, right, is recognizing that you are taking the wheel of your life and no longer operating out of subconscious. So that's exciting. All right. So let's start today's session by celebrating your progress. What changes have you noticed in your intuition? So what's come up there? And if you like want to take some time to jot stuff down, I think that this would be really important, really helpful. Okay, so what changes have you noticed in your intuition? Um, are you feeling things in your body and noticing how things come up within, how you might be reacting to certain triggers? I made some ginger turmeric tea. I really enjoy it. It's a little spicy, and I add like a glob of honey. Love it. But I feel like I really let go of a lot of inflammation. It's really warm in my body. So it's cold. I mean, it doesn't look cold. We're in San Diego. I mean, it's probably still 65 degrees outside, but my house just kind of stays cold. December, and it's so beautiful out. But my house stays cold and I just like to cozy up. And I think it's just the time of the year, right? Like it doesn't matter how warm it is. Winter just has a certain like heaviness to it. Um, yeah, so we like to cozy up and have our ginger turmeric tea, and it's just really tasty. It's really nice, comforting. Anyways, sorry, got off track. But when it comes to touching base with your intuition, I mean, what is coming up there? What sorts of things are you noticing? Like, are you recognizing what yes and no feels like in your body? Are you able to validate feelings like that might be coming up about, you know, um, I don't know, this is a good one. My partner seems upset. Are they upset with me? And taking notice to that, and then like maybe even going so far as like knowing what they might be feeling. Like maybe they are feeling a little bit of abandonment, because we all show up in our wounding. I mean, that's just like kind of the point of relationships, because relationships help us see our wounding, right? Relationships are a mirror. So as we're triggered by relationships, we are like we're seeing, oh, this is this is something in me. And so what that does for intuition is if we're noticing that something might seem off with our partner, and we go to them and we say, "Hey, like, are you doing all right? Something wrong?" And then they can validate that by saying, "You know what? I don't feel great. Um, and I'm here with you because I do understand that a lot of times our partners won't validate us and they'll, probably say something to the effect of, no, I'm fine." And that can be really frustrating because you know that there's something there and they just don't know how to express themselves. So is that happening? Like, are you feeling that turmoil, that frustration around like, hey, I'm connecting to myself. I'm recognizing that what I'm sensing, this energy shift in the room, is not from me, it's from them. They're just not validating it. And that's okay. It's frustrating, but it's okay because it's still you recognizing these energy shifts and you're recognizing in your body what it feels like to just know, you know. Have you become more aware of synchronicities? Are there things happening? Like, are you asking the universe, for signs and stuff, and you're noticing like them come up, them show up? Often I will be like, "Ah, I just need some guidance. I just need some wisdom." I do this a lot when I'm on my way to work because my regular normal job that I have to go to, I find frustrating sometimes. It's not where I feel most aligned, and so it's where I feel like I need the most guidance and support because I just don't have the answers within. I mean, I probably do. I'm just not there yet, right? Like I'm still on this journey with you guys. Like I'm still working through the stuff, right? So I'm just sharing with you kind of like my experience and what I go through in the day to day, just having to be a human in this realm and in this economy. Oh, excuse me. So I might be like, "Hmm, please give me some guidance, give me some insight here." And like frustrated in the car on my way to work. And I get there, and one of my colleagues might say something just like really profound or just like give me the response I was looking for, give me the answers I was looking for. And it's like, wow, thank you. You answered the call, It's it's so awesome. Or even just seeing angel numbers, Like when I like randomly look at the clock and it's 11:11 and I'm like, ah, the angels are with me, you know. I'm on the right path. I'm going in the right direction. Um, I see a lot of like I see heart shapes everywhere, especially now that my mother passed away. It's like I see her everywhere in heart shapes because that was her thing. Like heart-shaped rocks, especially heart-shaped clouds, everything. And, maybe you noticed a dragonfly and it reminded you of someone you lost, like the signs are there. We just want to notice them. So are you noticing any of these things? This is a really great time to maybe pause and write some of this stuff down. What's coming up for you as I talk about it? What have you noticed about your intuition? Like what kinds of things? Like, oh, you know what? I knew I should have taken a different route to work and I did. And later I saw that there was an accident. Or I knew I should have taken a different route to work and I didn't. And I was delayed like 20 minutes because, for whatever reason. I think that sometimes we go through life and these things, these thoughts, these patterns are there, they show up. But because we're so fast paced, we're not taking the time to actually slow down and recognize them. So do a little bit of reflecting right now. Take some time to jot those down. Take some time to jot down any synchronicities that have come up as well. Anything that has like, even if you feel like you're making it up, even if you judge it or question it, like, oh no, that's not that's not what I thought it was. Or, like maybe you were thinking of somebody and they called you later that day and stuff, and you thought, oh, it's just a coincidence. It's not. What things have happened where you're like, oh, that's just a coincidence. Write those down. Write it down. Even if you thought it was a coincidence, even if you thought that it was, just you making stuff up in your head, write it down right now. And moving forward, still write it down. Like when you get the thought to take like note of it, right? Just do that. Write it down. Um, Even if you never look at it again. That's you building a stronger connection with yourself. You are acknowledging that, yes, I am in touch with myself. And even if even if it was a coincidence, which is no such thing, sorry, no such thing, but even if it was in your belief system a coincidence, it's still you noticing and making a strong enough connection to yourself that like, I was hoping I would get a closer parking space. And when I pulled up to the grocery store, there was a parking space right there in the front. And I mean, that was just coincidence. Write it down just so you can take notice to those things. Because one, it wasn't a coincidence. It's like it's life happening for you, it's things working out, but still just making sure that you're making that connection to yourself, that you are in charge of what is happening around you. You're in charge of your choices. You're in charge of your thoughts. So that's what like we're moving from living out of subconscious into consciousness. That's what it is. I mean, it's like it's really that simple about all of this. We're moving from a place of like living in like I don't know, with a veil over our eyes. We're moving from just like living out of habit, you know, acting out of habit, acting out of like just I don't know, I don't have a different word for it. Habits. It's in your subconscious. It's like how sometimes you will drive to work and when you get there you're like, oh, I don't even remember like barely even remember my drive, right? Because you just like took the same turns, went the same speed, merged, in the same spot that you always merge. Like you did everything out of subconscious action, out of habit. So now we're taking charge and we're saying, no, you chose. You, you in your consciousness made the choice to say, I am going to turn my blinker on now. I'm going to merge or I'm going to change lanes, I'm going to like take this parking space out of my like this is my action, my choice. Does that make sense? It's all I mean it's just like the example that I've given like when you're going and you're looking in the mirror and you start brushing your hair, why am I brushing my hair? Like it's not it's not to break the habit of brushing your hair. That's not the point. The point is to be choosing to brush your hair, to be saying, "Oh, I want to brush my hair." It's you making that like this is what I am choosing to do in this moment. I apologize for the barking. I'm gonna pause for a second. Can you stop, please? Okay. It might get crazy. The dogs are like wanting some attention, so I apologize. But it's you choosing, okay, I am deciding to brush my hair because I want to present myself in a, clean and orderly fashion. Whatever the freaking reason might be, it's you making that choice, right? So stepping out of the subconscious and just like brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, getting ready, going out the door just out of habit and taking the action for yourself, like, and whatever that might be. Coming home, I'm coming home and I am choosing to sit down and put my feet up and do nothing. Or I'm coming home and I am choosing to, you know, make dinner. Whatever it is, it's just taking notice. It's you saying, "Oh, I'm in charge of this action, not my subconscious." Okay. Anyways, beating a dead horse. Um, so definitely just like building that awareness around synchronicities as well. Um, I realize I got a little bit off topic. How have these insights shown up in your daily life and supported your journey? They're so helpful, they're so important and so impactful for you building more of a connection to yourself and spirit, knowing that you're not alone in this. You've got a whole team up there, out here, around here, wherever, I don't know, um, everywhere who is just cheering you on and wants to support you on this journey. And that's exactly what they're doing. And that's exactly like how they show up to kind of give you that little tap on the shoulder is the little feather in your path, the butterfly that landed on your windowsill just to give you a special little hello. So yeah, write those down, pause the video if necessary, and brainstorm a little bit on this. Now, what obstacles have you faced in implementing action steps from last week and previous weeks? What barriers have you encountered, and what changes can you make to overcome them? Um, this can be really difficult, this work. No, it's not that it can be. It is. It's freaking difficult. It is heart-wrenching work. When you make the choice to start healing yourself and facing the the traumas, the pain that has kept you in, different patterns of your life that has destroyed relationships, right? That has disempowered you to the point of just feeling completely defeated. This is hard. Like this isn't just blah la 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 la. Like I'm not here to teach you how to fucking, excuse me. I'm not here to teach you how to put a positive twist on everything. That's not what this is. This isn't this isn't toxic positivity. This is real freaking life. This is I am facing my demons, my shadows, my pain, and I am going to overcome it. And I'm probably going to get buried along the way. And guess what? Then I'm going to sprout, I'm going to bloom into something so beautiful, so magnificent, so powerful, so unshakable. So, what barriers have you faced? What have you encountered? What's your pain? Have you overcome them? How? Write it down, brainstorm. Have you not overcome them? Write that down. Tell me about it. You know, bring it up. This isn't all puppy dogs and butterflies. This is sucky. This work is like, do you know how brave you are doing this work? It's incredible. You are incredible. You are so amazing to be doing this work. So, what challenges have you faced? Acknowledging these challenges will help us adjust your path to better align with your spiritual growth. So, what is it? You got to let me know. so we can work through it. You know, I guarantee I've been through at least a little bit of it. And guess what? When you get through something and you're just feeling like, oh, I made it and things are going so well, you're probably going to circle back and get freaking hit with some more stuff. But you're going to have the confidence, you're going to have the capacity and the knowledge to face it. You're going to have this experience to be able to say, you know what, I've been here before. And it sucks. It's shitty and it's heart-wrenching. And I know what I gotta do. I know how to get back to basics. I know how to heal this. And you will. You absolutely will. But you can't if you're not acknowledging it. You can't if you're not being just so blatantly honest and real with yourself and acknowledging it. Okay. So let's reflect on your journey so far. Think back to the challenges that you faced when you decided to begin this work. What brought you here? What made you say yes? Because you thought it was going to be skippity doo, life is wonderful, everything is beautiful. Nope. No, you didn't believe that. You just wanted to feel better. You didn't feel better and you wanted to feel better. And you said, you know what? I believe this is the way. I trust that this is what's going to take me from this to this. So, what was it? What has shifted for you? What's come up? How have these practices from our sessions become part of your new normal? And what's been so impactful that it just has become your go-to, where you're like, you know what? I'm feeling this way, and I know that I want to do this. When you're feeling that pain or when you're confused and you're in your head and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go journal. I'm gonna listen to one of those meditations. Or maybe you found other like, oh my gosh, like don't don't feel obligated uh to only have me as your resource for this work because there are people with just a wealth of knowledge out there. You know, there are people that you'll resonate with and that you'll want to learn from because they just feel, they feel aligned with you. So it's okay if it's not just coming from these sessions, but the the work that you're doing is going to have a like a contagious effect in your whole life, and you're just going to be like you're gonna see other healing practices come through. You're gonna see like you'll be on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or something, and people are talking about like different ways of healing or different relationship scenarios and how to navigate them. I mean, it's going to come up all over the place. So what kinds of things have shifted for you? Are you recognizing that, you're getting different messaging from other people that resonates with you? How have the practices from our sessions become part of your new normal? And are there practices from other things that you've learned outside of here that have been helpful for that? And then, of course, what accomplishments are you most proud of? you know, because you gotta be so proud of yourself. I can only imagine. I mean, I'm proud of myself. Shoot, every day. Not true. Not every day. Because I'm still in my pain. I'm still in my wounding too, you know? There's times where I feel completely freaking defeated. Um, and I don't know the way out. It's like I do, you know, but when you're in that pain, when you're in that grief and you're just being inundated with the negativity, sometimes it's hard. And then it's like, you know what? Oh, shoot, I need to get back to basics. I need to, I don't know, take 5 minutes and sit with myself or listen to, um, like a high vibration song or whatever. But we all get those feelings of defeat. And let this be a reminder that when you're in that, you no longer have to sit in the dark and wonder and cry out, like, what do I do? Because you know what to do. And it's just going back to basics. Okay, breathe. Okay, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen from this situation? Journal. I am experiencing this problem and I don't know how to get out of it. And just writing it down or saying it out loud, the answers will come, right? But what are you most proud of after having gotten this far? 10 weeks in. If it's getting out of bed, cool. Bravo. If it's that you've developed, some psychic abilities and you're able to talk to dead people and you're super proud and excited about that, that's cool too. Whatever speaks to you, whatever speaks to your heart. All right. So let's engage in a powerful acknowledgement exercise. I want you to write down 5 achievements from our time together that you feel proud of. And this can be like this, like there's no grade here, okay? So it doesn't matter if the achievements are that journaled one time for the first time ever, and you were able to get through a meditation without, having or you were able to get through a full meditation, whatever, you know, um, whatever achievements that you're proud of, write them down, 5 of them, and then reflect on what you learned from each of these achievements and how they changed you. So, what is it about these things? What is it about learning to meditate and finally being able to sit in silence and, not have like a million flooding thoughts come in that makes you proud? Um, what is it about having learned that, you are in charge of your life and that life is happening for you, not to you? And now you fully embrace that and understand that. And you're just so proud of that. Why? I don't want to keep giving a bunch of examples because I want you to come up with it organically. But if you do need help with this, I'm a phone call away so we can talk about it. But reflect on what you've learned from each of these achievements. What is it? What have they done for you? How does acknowledging these accomplishments make you feel? As you sit here and brainstorm these ideas, how does that make you feel? Does it inspire you to aim higher and try new things? I hope so. It's okay if it doesn't, but what you're doing is you're building capacity for more. You're showing yourself like, oh, I've taken these small steps forward. This is how far I've come just by like Can you even believe just the small little things that you've done, the small little changes, the ease of transition here, and how hugely impactful it's been for you? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that incredible? In the way that you're able to alchemize your feelings and navigate relationships? Sure, it's not 100%. Shoot, it's probably not even 30%, like good, if you will. Most of the time when I'm with my partner in conflict, I mean, not mo like most of the time it's great, right? Most of the time we have a fantastic relationship. Um, but when we face conflict with each other, when we are at odds with each other, most of the time it doesn't go well. It does in that we are we are speeding up the time, like the time that it takes to get to agreement or forgiveness or repair is like shorter and shorter, right? Like we're doing things like we're fighting a lot quicker now. So that's awesome, right? But it's still not, I mean, like when we face conflict, we're not just immediately like, oh, I understand. Like, I feel you. Like, I mean, we're still reacting to each other, right? It's the name of the game. And I know that that will change, and it has. It's improving. But gosh, a little progress, I'll take it, right? As long as we're moving forward. And that's just in my life, okay? But I'm just sharing with you to say, like, yeah, things aren't gonna be like 180 and just all of a sudden we know how to work with each other and oh, we're so like, you know, in sync and it's all perfect. Like, sure, we're in sync when we're both happy and, you know, like especially if we're both off that like we don't have to work and we're able to just like hang out and the sun is shining and we're gonna barbecue and stuff, like yeah, things are smooth sailing there, you know. But when we face conflict, man, it's hard not to go back into our lower vibration and be reactive towards each other. But the movement through that and the way to finding that repair is happening a lot quicker. So, I mean, that's huge. That's an accomplishment. If that resonates with you, yay, that's a good thing. You're still going to be triggered. You are. Maybe not to everything, but gosh, relationships are hard, hurtful, you know, even in friendship, even with family, like it's hurtful. And, the closer we are and the more secure we feel in that relationship, like the meaner and more reactive we can be. It actually makes it a little harder, right? I mean, harder in a good way, because at least you have the trust and the support from that person to be able to move through this pain. But, anyways, building capacity so that you can take on more and you can do more and keep going, you know. As we move forward, continue to enhance your spiritual practices. Keep a daily journal to record any intuitive flashes or synchronicities, like we talked about. Journaling is, it's not all about like having something to go back to. It's not all about reference. Journaling is still cueing you to own your thought patterns, your actions, and the things that come up for you. So it's building that connection to consciousness. It's saying, I'm having these thoughts and I'm acknowledging them, and I'm acknowledging that they are my thoughts and I'm in charge of them, instead of going out of habit instead of moving through it through your subconscious. It's acknowledging it, saying, yes, I am having these feelings. And I may not understand them, but I know that they are my feelings. I'm in charge of them, you know. Let's see. Begin each day with a grounding meditation. This strengthens your connection, and you can use visualization techniques to envision your goals. Affirmations will help you reinforce your journey and keep you aligned with your higher self. So if you're someone who um, does really well with seeing little messages here and there, or maybe you can, write on a little post-it note and put it in your mirror, on your mirror, so that you see it every morning, just to remind yourself of how much you're loved, how much you're valued, just why you're doing this work. That can be really helpful. Let's take a moment to reflect on any insights or aha moments that you've had during today's session. Go ahead and write something down, jot it down, brainstorm. Did anything feel like new information for you? Or what new understandings might have come up for you? How can these insights help you continue to grow on your spiritual path? As we close today's session, I encourage you to continue reflecting on your journey. Keep building on the practices that have become your new normal and be open to deeper growth. In our next session, we're going to dive even further into how you can use your intuitive abilities to make impactful decisions and continue expanding on your spiritual path. Thank you so much for continuing to do this work. I am just so proud of you, and I'm so thankful for you. This is huge. This is a big deal to me, and I know it's a big deal to you. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for putting effort into yourself, because what this does, it's going to change our entire world. We get to move into a realm where people are feeling more self-love. Can you imagine how impactful that is? Imagine if more and more people start operating in a space of self-love, consideration for others. How, oh my gosh, like that's what we're doing. Like we're taking personal responsibility and holding ourselves accountable to say, you know what, I'm gonna work on myself. It's like the most selfless thing that you can do, because working on yourself and becoming a catalyst for this change, being the change you wish to see in the world. I think it's Gandhi said something to that effect. It's literally going to change the energy, the vibration in which we operate. It's everything. It's everything. It's eliminating greed and shame and all the ugliness that makes life so freaking hard. Because what a struggle it is. I mean, you're out there in a world where people are in their brokenness. And when they're in their brokenness, they are reacting to you based off of how they are feeling. That's huge. It's not you, you know? I mean, I'm treated I'm treated like garbage daily. That's an exaggeration. But I mean, just in my work, when I'm out there in the world, doing the job that I do, I'm constantly facing people who are in their pain and in their wounding, and who don't know how to treat me, because they don't even like they don't love themselves. They don't know how to not be impacted and not take things, what is the, oh, offend, like they're offended. They're offended by my ability to show up in confidence, like constantly, right? And by doing this work, we are changing that because one, it becomes very contagious and people start following suit. And I've talked about this before. Like if you're in a relationship and your partner is not taking this seriously, they're not doing the work or whatever, they're still latching on. They're still gonna learn, believe it or not. And that's gonna help them teach others, right? Like people are gonna notice them. And it just becomes like just a way of being. And sure, I mean, you need to actually put in the effort and do the actual work, but this plants the seeds. Think about how the world could change. If there's no more greed, if there's no more resentment, people stop operating out of their pain and operating in love, everybody's going to want to see, like, we are all one, right? Like, you are me, I am you. Like, I'm not going to want to hurt myself, and hurting you is hurting myself. If we all think like that, we all value each other and love each other, there is no there is no more suffering. There's only showing up for each other. There's only support and love and support and love. No more greed. I don't know. I could go on. So keep it up. Keep doing this work and be so proud of yourself. Even if you're in the shadow, even if it hurts. You're just like, gosh dang it, Jessica. Like, I'm facing myself right now. I'm gonna face the things that I've done, the role that I've played that made me the villain. Like, that sucks. I don't want to do this, right? But you do. It's important. It's important to love that part of yourself, that version of you that hurt people. Love them. It's okay. Because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be facing it and saying, oh, not who I want to be. You wouldn't be facing that and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I'm different now. And having that appreciation for yourself. Love all parts of yourself, all the bad, all the good. And I say that with quotations because what is bad and good? When really it's all just experience and it's all just here to help us grow and get to where we are now and where we're headed. So, I wish you well. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I love you so much, and I will see you in our Zoom.